Let me guess. You think we're such backwoods slobs that we don't even have a pantry. Yeah, we do. Pantry. Pantry? Never mind. I was sitting drinking coffee, reading a book, and just had a panic. I needed bacon badly. If it looks like I'm only eating 11 pieces of bacon, that's because I already ate the first half pound. Hopefully get that platform put together today. Of course, when we set up here, it was 2-3 months ago and it was all snow, so we're just trying to find some flat spots in the snow, and after it melted out, he's like, it doesn't feel so comfortable. It'll be really nice to get him up off the ground. After bacon.
Just found my man here eating some bacon and eggs. I'm gonna mill up some lumber because what he's not telling you is I'm the foundation of this whole operation. Kind of like the tortilla chips of the nachos.
After they've been in the microwave, they get all soggy and like nobody would eat them. They've got no structure. They just kind of turn into some kind of gelatinous glop. That's exactly what it is. He is the guacamole of this outfit. After, you leave it out a little bit and it kind of turns brown.
Brown guacamole.
Yeah.
But in the center there's a green, bright green soul.
Like fluorescent green. Nobody knows where the color came from. It's like a nuclear, glowing, cancer-causing, radiation green. Well, as always, I'm glad we had this talk. We're 4 months in at Ringworm. If you don't know why it's called Ringworm, check out video 1. You can see pictures of my nasty body. It's actually not going away either, surprisingly enough. Oh,
Is there terminal ringworm?
I have terminal ringworm. I will die with it someday. It was horrible weather for the first 2 or 3 months, and just in the last couple of days it got gorgeous, so we're back to building. We're sick of sleeping on snow and ice, which is the only snow and ice left out here is
Under the tent.
insulated by the tents. So we're gonna make some platforms, make some decks for the tents, and maybe like high enough that we can put storage bins underneath or something. And instead of laying them right on the ground, which would be fine too, we just thought we'd cut off 3 or 4 trees, use those as the foundation.
Basically, we want crawl spaces.
We want places for creepy crawlies. Speaking of which, I had the biggest spider. Did I tell you that spider fell in my tent? Over 2 inches wide. He's like up under my rain fly, crawling around while I was in there. And then later on I went in there and got in and I unzipped it and he fell right in my tent, like right in my sleep bag.
How did you not burn the whole place down?
Well, I did. That's a new tent. Anyway, we're just going to level out these stumps, figure out some way to make like some joists or something, and then deck it. Once you set this stuff up, there's no going backwards. You get it built, you get everything in place, and you go like, oh, that tree's definitely going to crush me. I mean, there are even a couple live trees that by the lean-to I'd like to take down, and it's too late. There's no way to do it. Here, catch.
I had something in my hand.
Oh, you knocked it away with a brush. Very manly of you.
I know.
All right, I'm gonna cut that down. You got your big boy pushing pants on? Woo! We're cutting all these big scary dead trees because we're putting the tent platform right here, and as with everything, it takes forever because you got to go around 100 feet in all directions and cut down all these gnarly trees. So This big sucker's coming down.
Oh, look at the spring in it.
Yeah. That's gonna be a scary one to cut.
So we heard what we thought was a gunshot. Turned out to be a bowed tree that we had just cut, gave way, and I thought my sordid past is finally caught up with me.
I just turned the camera off and the saw off and walked away, and I heard bang! I thought something else was breaking or falling down, or you just...
I thought they were coming for me. I thought they'd found me.
Well, luckily it was just the forest exploding and not the man coming to get you for your sins.
There's been a lot of sins.
That was crazy. That was a lot of pressure.
Yeah. You know, even nature's under a lot of pressure.
Okay, I gotta go. I thought my gloves were bad. You hobo. My fingers are...
Just looking for those.
My fingers are sticking through, but look at these. These are impressive.
Oh, it's looking all over for those.
Why? I'm just trying to crown them sideways. Instead of like this or like this, they gotta go sideways just so they're somewhat even. I'm sure they won't be. The boards will probably ripple a little bit. Don't care. That's good enough. Man, I say that a lot. Good enough. It's good enough. Got some scrap steel from the local metal guy. Cut these up in a few different sizes and knew they'd come in handy for something. And this is exactly it. Keep these from rolling around on you when you're cutting. 3.5-ish. A little bit tall. I screwed up. We started putting the frame together and there are several trees that I forgot to cut down that are dead, so now we have to take the frame apart and do that. So we killed our last two saws. The first two we started out here with that were hand-me-down and junk pile saw. So we went out this morning and we got another one. I'm kind of curious to try this with a little bitty saw.
It's moving.
Trying. Let's see if we can help it. Ooh. I put these in and just pressed with my hand and the whole thing went over. This birch is some seriously heavy, seriously pretty wood. It's just beautiful. This is gonna get carved into all sorts of things. We both tasted it. It's just water. Gosh, it's like a work of art in there.
The rose.
Yeah. This is the carving bowls and spoons and stuff wood. That's a lot of spoons. I feel like this got a little out of hand. Just as a way to get out of the mud. It's like a 6,500 pound frame.
That's what God said about me, every word of it.
He was talking about your 6,500 pound frame.
And it got really out of hand.
Now we employ the old ancient chop and scooch, I believe it was called, back in the days of yore. And wherever it's tight, pretty much the whole thing, I just run the saw through, trim the spots off that are closest together, and then kick the whole thing together. Do that 2 or 3 times, and they fit about like that, which is good enough for me so that the water doesn't actually all just pool on here. I don't want it to be super tight together, and when they get wet, they swell anyway. You know, I feel I need to take just a second and say this again. I said it in the first video, but we don't know what we're doing. This is not the way you should do this. This is a way a person might try to do it. This is just us out here flailing and having a good time and building random stuff. This is not a how-to. I'm sure there are a lot easier ways to do this that take a lot less swearing. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're watching these videos. This is probably a horrible way to do this, but it's kind of fun. Start taking out my temporary screws. I'm gonna use nails. Got this for $4 from the Restore Habitat for Humanity. No, 2 of these for $4. So I'm saving the screws because you gotta buy those new. Because every dollar you don't spend on this stuff is time you don't have to be at work. That's how I see everything. So save $20, $30 in screws. You know, don't go to work for a couple hours. It's worth it. My tailor said it's supposed to be in a flipping motion. Like this. You're supposed to... Or is that a horse? I can't remember. You're supposed to... That's a horse. That's perfect. Let's not overthink it. These ended up being all my favorite parts, where things didn't quite fit together. I also like this too. You never put two seams next to each other. But we're trying to maximize every board because we got to make them. We got to mill them out of trees, so we don't want to waste anything. I also like this a lot. That's a cool corner. For no reason, we just had to fit it together. And the frame, it wasn't square. It was 3 trees and that we cut down, used the stumps, and then another stump section I just sat in there, so there's nothing square about it. Well, this is a 3-man tent, 45 square feet, and the new tent I got is 60 square feet, a 4-man tent with a huge vestibule. And I thought being a little bit bigger with the giant vestibule would fit on the new deck. It doesn't. So now I gotta finally got the deck done. I gotta extend it out. Oh boy. Well, that was easy. So it's done, and it's massive, and it's really solid. And I just spent a few hours in this monstrosity of a tent. I had no idea it was going to be that big. Just going to get rid of it, but it's pretty fantastic. I keep all my clothes and totes and stuff in there, so it's a keeper. Thinking about maybe putting a bookcase on one side, just because that'd be bizarre. It's also considering some steps going up into the trees over there and have another like 15-foot high platform that I could sit up and play guitar and read a book or whatever in the morning, drink coffee. I think that'd be fun. Maybe some trap doors in here I could put my valuables in, keep them away from Tito, you know, like my good marbles and my Skittles. We'll see. Maybe that'll be another video, all the upgrades to my new house. And if you wouldn't mind, click the like button. That helps us a lot. And leave us a comment. It's really lonely out here. Really lonely. Especially with just that monster as a neighbor. Feel free. Thanks.